Hi there. I hope you are doing fine today. I would like to bring to your attention the DLT, Discover, Lead, and Transform methodology that I've recently developed. Earlier today, I had the opportunity to share the DLT, the D, the first pillar, the D, with students from different parts of India within a program that we call Engage for local transformation. So we are able to, welcome uh, more than 80 students of psychology and life science um, subjects, and we were able to, do interesting exercises that I would like to share with you. We talked and we've experienced four, feelings that, in my opinion, one should observe because these four feelings will will face it, will face it forever within our life cycle. But first of all, before talking about those four, I would like to tell you that after what inspired me by developing DLT. After my, uh, 20 decades career within the international sector, mainly at the United Nations system, I always had this concern that, the youth agenda is a strong agenda. The youth agenda is one, actually, as a matter of fact, one of the greatest agenda to be pursued, to be implemented, and policies should be put in place in order to implement this agenda, this youth agenda. I, congratulate that within the UN system there is, for example, a special envoy to youth, to the General Assembly of the United Nations. A lot of tools have been developed in order to observe how we deal with the new paradigm, and how do we build the new narrative towards a better assistance to young adults, because like that we will be preventing they commit suicide. We will be preventing the urban violence. We will be preventing a lot of social issues around the world. So in the sense of trying to give my humble contribution to this agenda, I've developed the DLT. uh, I, implemented one pilot project in Cape Verde, which is my homeland, with the support of the USA embassy, a USA embassy in Cape Verde, through a program that is called Small Grants, Ambassador Small Grants Program. We were able to develop other activities, and the DLT is among those activities that we've developed. What enabled us to create a group of uh, 30 mentors coming from different areas, coming from different fields of expertise, to for them to replicate DLT within their networks. And now, in January, we are going on the Lusophone communities. We already identified some mentors, DLT mentors within countries that speak Portuguese, like Angola, Brazil, Portugal, Guinea-Bissau, Mozambique, and São Tomé and Príncipe. And fortunately, last December, some colleagues within the Engage platform, the global mentorship and coaching development platform that we created. Her name is Maria Van Eck and Rosalina Gomes. They are co-founders of Engage. We were able to establish this internship for the students, for around 100 students in India. And earlier this morning we had our first, session, our first session on GLT, and it was amazing. I'm so happy. That is what inspired me to record this video, right? So it was one half an hour or where we talked about the DLT, what inspired us to create the DLT, and the other period of time, because the whole program is 1 hour and a half each Saturday for 10 Saturdays, and we will accreditate them as the DLT peer-to-peer educators, right? This is part of their internship program. They are basically students of life science and human science, psychology, etc. And of course, we have our invitees, our senior mentors coming from different, organizations as well. Just to, as a resume of what happened. Uh, the first session, we focused on four feelings that, in my opinion, I defended within DLT. They are important for us to discuss. Sometimes we experts from human science, uh, we don't tell our patients or our clients that discussing about pain, fear, frustration, and loneliness, they are so important for for your human being to avoid, for example, suicide, committing suicide, to avoid having, going through mental health serious issues. What we hear is that, okay, let's have strategies to overcome fear, pain, loneliness, and frustration. But to me, the most important, and I say it within DLT, the methodology I've developed, the discover, leading, and transform, that one should talk about it. And we did this exercise of, let's think about our, pain for 10 minutes. And then after this 10 minutes, we clapped on our pain, because within our life cycle, we will feel pain forever. If we overcome a certain pain within our life cycle, the possibility for us to feel pain again is real. And we as human beings will feel pain forever. So instead of, putting pain aside, we should talk about it. We should talk and see how we deal with pain. This is very important. Same thing for fear. We'll fear a lot within our life cycle. So instead of creating therapies to overcome fear, I, stand up with therapies. I agree with therapies. Therapies must more and more be, stimulated. They are important. We all need therapy. It's true. We all need every kind of therapy that is adjusts to each one. Okay, so I encourage you to go through therapies, definitely. But sometimes before having access to therapy, one should be aware that fear is something that will accompany us within our life cycle. Same thing for, frustration. We need to teach young adults how to deal with frustration. And you know how we teach them? By listening to them carefully. So I put them to think about their frustration and clapping on their frustration. Same thing I did with fearness. Let's clap on our fearness and on our fears, because we will, experience fearness. We will experience fear of a lot of things within our life cycle. And same thing for loneliness. You know that sometimes we don't know how to deal with this four feelings just because we weren't taught how to deal with it. So I advocate that within the system, education system, it's so important, to have programs like DLT. DLT is just an example, but those programs that you are, putting in place, that you are creating, talk about this for pain, fear, frustration, and loneliness, because they are, according to my research, the four main issues that we gotta know that they will exist forever. So we as human beings, we have some prices to pay, and prices are this, experiencing these feelings within our life cycle. So what to do? I don't come at the LT with answers. I don't come with answers. My goal at the LT is to make people think about these issues, to think about these topics, and to talk through a peer to peer approach what we do when we experience this kind of feelings. So, D, discover, is about discovering those four characteristics. On the next video, we will talk about L, we'll talk about T. I hope that you will enjoy DLT. And DLT is out there for us to reflect, huh, how to deal with our emotions and how to become leaders that are aware that we are human beings, aware that we have challenges, aware that in this world, where we face a lot of challenges, we need to take a deep breath and keep going. And one of the ways definitely is thinking about these issues. See you.